good way. And if you're going to get caught cheating, it shouldn't be like this.
Well, maybe he should have thought of that before he was cheating.
The CEO of a billion-dollar business is in damage control after his affair with a colleague was exposed.
But the bigger thing people aren't talking about is how a CEO of a company should never be dating the head of HR.
The problem here is that Andy Byron is married to someone other than Kristen Cabot, who, again, the irony of her being head of HR, and he has 2 children.
This requires, to me, not 1, but 2 resignations.
Who handles it when HR is part of the problem?
This is more than just an affair. This is something that has been building for years. You have to think about it. The corruption of this, the head of a billion-dollar company, has the HR department in his back pocket.
I think cheating is an abomination, okay? And this man has a wife, he has children, these kids are gonna have to watch and see this. They don't look, I would be devastated if I was his wife.
Don't cheat on your wife, that makes you a scumbag. Let's just start there, full stop.
Apparently, this couple will not be fans of Coldplay for long.
They're both married, not for long.
So Coldplay hasn't made a single in years, and now they just made 2 last night.
Play stupid games, win stupid prizes.
Oh, honey, the Coldplay kiss cam didn't just make us cringe, it lit a firestorm. What the rest of the world saw as just an awkward concert moment, Kenneth Thornby saw as pure, delicious karma, served fresh and in HD. Because when your ex-wife, who's been preaching HR ethics like it's gospel, gets caught all snuggled up with her CEO boo in front of 65,000 people while both of them are married to other people, that's not a scandal. That's divine payback. And now, Kenneth has officially had enough. He's dropping the act, loading the receipts, and honey, Kristen Kitt's perfectly polished reputation, it's about to be blasted into a million little hypocritical pieces.
I would pay to be a fly on the wall in the office.
This is pretty viral stuff. Or do we have to get HR involved? I mean, I know that HR was involved.
Let's rewind the tape. Picture it, a jam-packed stadium on July 16th, 2025. The Coldplay concert is in full swing, music blaring, vibes high. The kiss cam hits, and bam, right there, center screen. 2 executives looking like awkward teenagers on their first date. That was Astronomers CEO Andy Byron and Kristen Kitt herself, HR queen turned corporate cringe. They looked like 2 married people caught cheating on live TV, because that's exactly what they were. Even Chris Martin couldn't resist, cracking a joke on stage about whether they were shy or just cheating. Spoiler, it was both.
Staggered by the pair's shameless and shameful behaviour.
Playing up at Coldplay and caught red-handed.
Either they're having an affair or they're just very shy.
Lead singer Chris Martin was right the first time. This was a secret affair, until it was shown on Kiss Cam to 65,000 people at Gillette Stadium in Boston. And their reactions.
So, yeah, that was the moment. A Coldplay concert in Boston. And it wasn't just Chris Martin who was shook. The internet, of course, went full Sherlock. It took no time to ID the man as Astronomer CEO Andy Byron. And baby, the fallout came fast. He resigned, the board accepted, and Kristen, oh, she tried to hang on. But when those Slack convos started leaking with employees dragging her zero-tolerance HR videos, she dipped faster than an NDA at a C-suite retreat.
I just saw a video that said it was 17 minutes between the time the Coldplay concert footage hit the internet and those people being identified.
Who blew the whistle? The 2 executives caught on that now infamous Coldplay kiss cam were first identified on a TikTok account of someone who apparently works at the company. Oh my God, that looks like Astronomer CEO Andy Byron and Astronomer Chief People Officer.
Astronomer's entire image went up in flames, staff morale hit rock bottom, and the board? Oh, they had questions. Like, how did HR become the actual scandal? The Chief People Officer became the company's most tragic meme, and not in a cute way.
The executive at the center of a kiss cam controversy is stepping down after online speculation about the viral moment.
Oh, look at these 2. All right, come on, you're okay? Oh, what? Either they're having an affair or they're just very shy.
That was the scene at a Coldplay concert in the Boston area on Wednesday. And it wasn't just singer Chris Martin trying to figure out why the couple tried to hide their faces when shown on the big screen. The internet also had its theories. The man was identified by online sleuths as astronomer CEO Andy Bryan. The tech company said he resigned and the board.
But don't click away, because here comes the tea. Enter Kenneth C. Thornby, Kristen's ex, filed for divorce in 2018, finalized it in 2022, and now he's got receipts. Before any of this drama, Kenneth was over in the performance apparel industry doing what real executives do, running multi-million-dollar deals, launching actual products, and oh yeah, staying scandal-free. While Kristen was LinkedIn ladder climbing in her stilettos, Kenneth was out here working in silence, with results, not Instagram captions. And now, the man with no Instagram but a whole lot of integrity might be the one to completely unravel Kristen's empire. He kept quiet, raised their kid, paid child support, took the high road, but then came Coldplay. And that was it. Kenneth's done holding back. Kenneth says none of this is surprising. In fact, it's history repeating itself. According to him, Kristen had a pattern that started long before Coldplay. During their marriage, she was glued to her phone more than her family. And let's talk about Andrew Kitt. Yes, Kristen's new husband and CEO of Privatire Rum. Rumors say he was already in the picture before the divorce papers were even dry. So was it cheating or just ruthless ambition? Because come on, how do you go from one CEO husband to another like you're switching LinkedIn jobs? That's not coincidence. That's strategic networking on steroids. People close to Kenneth say he stayed quiet because it wasn't worth turning into a circus. But privately? Oh, he's got files, alleged emails, timelines, maybe even photos. And if those receipts go public, Kristen's whole image is done. One Reddit user who claims to be close to Kenneth dropped this bombshell. I'm good friends with Ken. One of the main reasons he left was because Kristen couldn't keep her legs closed. Ken finally had enough and realized you can't turn a you-know-what into a housewife. Whew, that's not tea, that's a full kettle boiling over. The same source added, Kristen has a way with men. She always gets what she wants. There's no doubt in my mind she chased Andy until he gave in. The way he was holding her, please. She had him completely whipped, and it's gonna cost him big time. His job, his family, everything. But wait, there's more. Let's talk about resume fraud. Not the kind with fake degrees. No, Kristen's was emotional. She branded herself as an HR powerhouse, a workplace savior. But behind closed doors, sources say she was a manipulator. She didn't climb the ladder. She stepped on people to get there. Employees say she flirted her way into promotions, froze out anyone who dared challenge her, and would throw junior staff under the bus like it was part of the onboarding manual. One ex-employee straight up called her the Miranda Priestly of gaslighting. Another executive said she's HR, but she's HR for herself. Let that sink in.
One of the largest tech companies in the world could have anyone, and he's banging his of all. This is why I think all HR positions are basically a joke and should be eliminated.
Here's a photo of them, right? This is their little tech company. Too bad, you know? They'll be a scumbag. And if you are a scumbag, then, well, I guess you deserve this.
He's the CEO of a company called Astronomer, and that is his chief people officer. Is that what we're calling HR now? That is so weird. Chief people officer, Kristen Cabot, C-A-B-O-T.
Completely useless position that is populated by women with insane inferiority complexes who get off, like I'm talking physically get off on, you know, exerting the tiny amount of power that they have on people.
HR is such trash, by the way. Like the entire business of HR, like every single HR department is just an absolute nightmare of people who are constantly being used to attack the best people in a company and then do stuff like this, right?
Now, after years of silence, Kenneth is moving again, legally. Word on the street is he's filing fresh paperwork. Why? Because the Coldplay chaos didn't just embarrass Kristen, it blew the lid off her carefully built image. And now, Kenneth's legal team is combing through custody and financial agreements, looking at whether Kristen's character issues and public behavior affect co-parenting. That kiss cam might cost her more than a job. It could change the entire foundation of her personal life. Insiders say there's emails, receipts, and digital evidence that not only mess with her image as a spouse, but as a parent too. And before you think this was just a one-time affair, nope. Andy Byron wasn't just some side piece. He was the boss. Kristen was supposed to be the moral compass of the company, guarding the rules. And now, both are out, fired, humiliated, their legacies shredded in public.
There is a thing, society loves to be mad at cheaters. Like, remember Scandival, the Vanderpump Rules saga? It was like the biggest story of 2023. The president of the United States at the time weighed in on it because people love to be mad when people are caught cheating. We just relate to it. It's just something that like brings society together. And finally, I do think that it involves a CEO and HR professional. Like, the definition of her job is to be like, by the way, don't do workplace romance. Like, that's one of her top things she's charged with. And he should be the main person knowing better.
To the top with your boss to get all your friends promoted and get you a nice fancy job title, then do not go to a Coldplay concert with him. Actually, you gotta be okay with going to an Applebee's. You gotta be okay with all your dates being at the Waffle House. So why are you at a high-profile concert with the man that you're having an affair with, who's the CEO of your company?
In all seriousness, who handles the HR violation when your CEO cheats with the head of HR and the other person at the Coldplay concert with them is also HR and already knew about the affair and apparently, according to the internet, just got promoted? Did she get promoted because she knew about the affair and kept it quiet? Who can say? But either way, there's so many HR violations in that Coldplay video. And I desperately want to know how this is going to be handled from an internal basis, given that HR were involved in the scandal. Like, HR are usually the people to sort out the scandal and protect the company. And yet they are part of why there is a huge liability for the company right now, because this is so public. We'd never heard of Astronomer as a company. And now we're crazily familiar, and I can't even imagine the board meetings that they're having right now in trying to figure it out, because the level of crisis of this, the fact that there's like tens of millions of views on that one video alone, and that's not even including the way that it's spread like wildfire across the entire internet.
So I'm in HR, and I'll tell you exactly what's happened with the CEO of Astronomer and the head of People, that they're having an affair and it's been found out. First off, she's already been scrubbed off the company website. But this is part of probably a very big investigation that is happening right now. Like, they have a PR crisis team just figuring out, all right, what do we say? What do we do? And, you know, obviously, there's going to be heads that are probably going to roll right now. They're going to find out who knew, what was said. Were they doing this during company?
But somehow, the media? Oh, they're still out here trying to polish this mess with fluffy headlines. A difficult moment for two executives? Really? As if this was a random accident. No, babe, this wasn't a moment. It was a full-blown pattern. One that's been playing out for years behind boardroom doors and cocktail hours. When both the CEO and the HR chief fall on the same day, during the same public scandal, and one of them has an ex-husband holding a folder of undisclosed receipts, you'd better believe the story we've all been told might not be the whole truth. Now let's talk about Kenneth Thornby one more time. He's not out here doing TikToks. He's not selling podcast interviews. He's not leaking spicy screenshots to gossip accounts. Nope. Kenneth is doing what real grown-ups do. He's working quietly, precisely, and legally. No drama, just deadly calm. But don't get it twisted. Just because he's silent doesn't mean he's weak. He's not in this to embarrass anyone. He's here to expose. In a world obsessed with social media spins and public perception, Kenneth is reminding us that sometimes the real story doesn't come from the main stage. It comes from the background, the quiet observer, the one who's been watching it all along. And now, Kristen Cabot, once the HR queen, the fixer, the walking LinkedIn success story, is finally being held accountable. And it's not by Twitter, not by Slack leaks, not by the press. It's by the one person who actually knew the real her. And let's be real, Kristen Cabot didn't get taken down by cancel culture or a mean tweet. She wasn't the victim of media framing. She collapsed under the weight of her own lies. She made a career enforcing the rules she had no intention of following herself. She made herself the face of compliance, the protector of company ethics. But in reality, she was playing her own game, one built on image manipulation and survival through spin. And then the mask slipped. And baby, that kiss cam, it caught everything. Kenneth never had to say a word. The receipts did it for him. And just like that, the carefully crafted image of Kristen Cabot shattered. This wasn't just some concert scandal. This was a reckoning that's been a long time coming. Because behind every polished power couple, every Instagram perfect corporate darling, there's sometimes a truth just waiting to come to light. And now, as the internet moves on to its next juicy headline, let's not forget, Kristen's rise and fall wasn't just a juicy drama. It was a lesson that no matter how high you climb, no matter how perfect your LinkedIn page looks, if you build your empire on lies, karma will come knocking. And sometimes karma shows up at a stadium in front of 65,000 people with a giant screen and a Coldplay soundtrack. So let's talk. Was Kristen Cabot's downfall well-deserved? Or just the tip of the iceberg? Should Kenneth Thornby spill even more receipts? And is the Coldplay kiss cam now officially the most iconic accidental expose of all time? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Don't hold back. We're reading everything. And if you want to stay locked in for the next scandal, make sure to subscribe, hit that notification bell, and smash the like button. Because honey, you do not want to miss what's coming next. Thanks for watching. If you love this breakdown, go check out my other videos at the top of the screen. Until next time, stay tuned, stay safe, and stay informed.